Glorious verses. Glorious verses of celebration. Glorious verses of celebration. Look who returns. Look who returns to GoatVsFish. Look who returns to the congregation. It's sunshine.
Hello. Hello. I'm back. I'm back.
We begin a new week of glorious verses, Goat and Fish. Let us clear our minds of fenciness past as we ponder the one true question and endeavor to triumph in the verses ahead. Celebration for meditation. Appreciation to Psychic Buckeye 12 with 21 glorious months of subscription to GoatVsFish and the Church of the Vst Temple of the Congregation of the Celebration of the Denomination of the Interrogation of the Philosophication of GoatVsFish. Glorious verses, glorious verses. Glorious verses. GoatVsFish. GoatVsFish is GoatVsFish. And it is what it is. GoatVsFish, the mighty goatfish. GoatVsFish is a goat and a fish. And the goat and fish verses. GoatVsFish brings the verses to you. We promise the verses we tell you are true. What's GoatVsFish? You haven't a clue. But it is something to do. It is something to do, and it comes from within you. Welcome, morning congregation. Let's hear some celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for fish. Celebration for fish. Celebration for fish. Goat are always versus the fish. The fish are always versus the goat. And it was written and it was wrote that goat versus fish and fish versus goat. If that doesn't make any sense, just please don't sit on the fence. No, don't sit on the fence. Goat versus fish is a thing that we say, like how do you do or have a nice day. It's the verses we play. Goat and Fish, we're feeling just fine with the triumphant return of music sunshine. Sunshine, 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 sunshine. It's celebration time in the temple of the Church of the congregation of the celebration of the denomination of the philosophication and the congregation of GoatVsFish for as long as you wish. It's Goat versus Fish and the unity of GoatVsFish. Oh, fish by fish, goat by goat, gonna make this versus grow. All it takes is a fish and a goat and a place to ask around. Are you fish or are you goat? Then sinners say they don't know. So we ask 'em, are you fish or a goat? The fence comes crumbling down. Are you fish or are you goat? Ask somebody that you know, or ask somebody that you don't. Are you fish or are you goat? Are you fish or are you goat? The fence sitters say they don't know. So we ask 'em, are you fish or a goat? Till the fence comes crumbling down. Take a versus, sunshine. A fish, a goat, a fish, and a goat versus fish. Are you fish or are you goat? Are you fish or are you goat? Ask somebody that you know. Are you fish or are you a goat? Till the fence comes crumbling down. Till the fence comes crumbling down. Celebration, celebration.
Celebration.
And may we say, sunshine, how we have missed making musications with you. How we have missed making musications with you.
The musications were missed on my end, even though there was musications that were had in the Sri Lankan verses. They were not in the GoatVsFish Temple, and the differences were dramatically staggering, which is why it's good to be back on these Temple Morning Motivational verses with everybody. And thank you, Light Surgery Fish. Much appreciation. Thank you, Ham Mods, and everybody. It's nice to be back on these verses. I've shed some weight, some off my face in the form of hair, and off my posterior in the form of dietary changes. So celebration for those two.
Celebration. Tell us about a place. Tell us about a place called Sri Lanka. Tell us of your verses. Tell us of your adventures there.
So in my adventures in those 2 weeks, I didn't do a whole lot, but on occasion I would go and I don't know if you saw my Instagram stories, but I was feeding fish on one verses. We were feeding fish popcorn on one particular verses, and
Celebration for fish.
yes, and apparently fish like popcorn and they like eating a lot of it. And on another verses, I fed a bunch of fence-sitters who happen to be named cows. They're called cows, but they look like goats, but not quite. So I ended up feeding them a bunch of leaves, and they were very greedy fence-sitters. They wanted more leaves, and they didn't even let me feed them. But of those feeding verses will be shared. I didn't get to feed any goats. I didn't see any goats in my time there, but there are goats in Sri Lanka. I just haven't seen them as much as fish and fence-sitters. And there are many, many fence-sitters.
Perhaps the goat have developed new invisible technology in order to hide themselves from the fish so that they can secretly verses.
Yes, and that's why the fish had to be fed popcorn so they can prepare to verse the goat. Otherwise, if they would be starved of any and all sustenances, which would be a huge travesty in the form of verses.
Yes, goat and fish. Welcome to Sunshine. Welcome back, Sunshine. Thank you for your verses. And did you ask, are you goat or fish, to anyone in Sri Lanka? Did you spread the verses? Can you report back on any new goat or fish in the great congregation?
I didn't grow out a whole lot, but I did manage to ask a few of my friends. I did ask Kari Patya, who you've seen in the chat. I've asked Shabib, or What the Beeb, who was in the chat. And I asked another a friend of mine who wishes to stay anonymous since his dream is to be in a board of shareholders. And he's worried that any affiliation might ruin his chances at stonks.
Well, that is false verses. Of course, affiliation with the Temple of the Church of GoatVsFish can only improve your stonks, of course.
Yes, he's very ambitious, although somewhat short-sighted in terms of the potential of the stonks of that is GoatVsFish, and maybe the board members may come around and verse with him, but he won't be prepared since he won't be equipped with the verses.
But now you have asked the one true question. This is the beginning of a beautiful verses. Appreciation for doing your efforts to spread the verses of GoatVsFish in islands far from Verse America. Appreciation.
I attempted to get a motivational speech from my acupuncturist, Selat Kumar, as he is intricately familiar with all verses, that be goats verse in the fish, that be feng shui, that be Hinduism, that may be Taoism, that may be homeopathy and holistic medications of the holistic benevolent sort. And he may have a motivational verse. But however, when I did bring up goat and fish, he was not quite up to speed as to what it was. So I do have to slowly introduce him to the verses and then have him give a motivational verses.
Well, an acupuncturist, explain this to GoatVsFish. Is acupuncture not just being poked by thousands or hundreds of tiny little fences? Is it not a fancy endeavor, this acupuncture?
So, I did acupuncture for, sometimes I did it for like maybe 2 months, 6 weeks straight. And every day, and for some of my various previous ailments, which I've been freed from.
Celebration, celebration.
Yeah.
Free from the ailments, free from the ailments.
And over time, all these needles, what they apparently do is once these fences into your body, they all instruct your brain to heal itself. And so all these points on your body indicate to the brain as to which parts of your body need to be healed.
Fences can do that?
Oh, these are fences. The fences really are a tool. It is devoid of any soul.
You hear that, fence sitters? You hear that out there, fence sitters?
It is the acupuncturist.
You are tools. You are tools, fence sitters. Tools, indeed. Clown science. 6
fences.
months of celebration. 6 months of celebration.
Celebration. Thank you, clown science. And these fences, when they are when they're stuck on your body, they are determined by either goat or fish as to where they are. If you're a goat, they may be at certain points. If you're a fish, they're at some other points. I got up to like 50 needles a day put in my body. And as I was lying there with the needles, I felt a sweeping sensation of calmness. All my stresses washed away. It felt like I had left a spa. It felt like I had lit up a herbal essence of the sea, so to say. So at this point, even though I'm relieved of my ailments for the most part, I still go back for acupuncture just so I feel like I'm on a cloud whenever I leave. It is inherently a relaxing spa experience, despite the needles.
100 glorious bits, 100 glorious bits from Lysergic Freak Fish. Celebration.
Celebration.
Celebration. Well, thank you for this information. Thank you for this information. Sunshine, if you please, while we prepare for our celebration more fish, while we prepare for our morning declarations, music by Sunshine, why don't you play for us an interpretive musication based on your recent verses in your home island of Sri Lanka?
Yeah. Hello. Welcome, tourists. This is a Sri Lankan song intended to get you hyped about the tourist potential of Sri Lanka. It's good to go there for only 2 weeks. And when you're there for 2 weeks, it's great because you don't have to stay longer than 2 weeks. You can leave whenever you want. Stay for the pastries. Stay for the high tea. The high tea is the best in the world. It defeats England's high tea, defeats Dutch high tea.
Oh, that was a declaration. What a declaration.
And there are beaches and cows who are rather fence-sitters. And you can feed fish popcorn. And they have delicious chicken pastries. And there's plenty of fish in the sea. So if you go there, preferably without passport bro intentions, you might find many a goat and fish that wish to verse with you.
There's someone here, Sunshine, who misses you very much. Do you know who misses you most of all?
Uh-oh. Who misses me?
Goat misses versing the fish.
Oh, hi-fi.
Goat misses to
Hi-fi.
fish.
Hi-fi. It's nice to make verses with you. on this glorious verseful day of Monday on the motivational verses. And at the same time, as we're versing one another, I have been flying economy class thanks to your what do you call it? You're interfering with the business class tickets. They demoted me from business class to economy class because I didn't have business class tickets. And it's all Goat's fault. If I didn't have my economy class tickets, I would have been able to, e-bed many holding stonksmen. And maybe they could have bathed me in a tub like Messi bathed that footballer who defeated him. Maybe then I could have entered business class through using the Cathay Pacific Lounge, but that was I ended up losing out on that deal, and it was all because of Goat. Goat decided to swap my tickets for economy class, and I had to be seated next to the toilet, somewhere between the toilet, between the smelly, between the smelly guy and this is a
Hype training. There was hype training on GoatVsFish. There was hype training on GoatVsFish. But now it's over. Celebration for the hype training on GoatVsFish. Celebration. Celebration.
Yeah, come to Sri Lanka. There's many property that can be bought thanks to the economic collapse in Sri Lanka, where you can get up to $3.5 for every $1 spent in Sri Lanka.
Celebration. Global collapse is imminent. Follow GoatVsFish.
Celebration for US dollars, not for Sri Lankan rupees.
Wow, what a declaration.
Watch out.
Thank you for this information, Sunshine. Celebration. Goat and fish. There's been a new verses. Sunshine for your very information. GoatVsFish has been making a 5-hour Friday calculation in your absence.
Oh.
So GoatVsFish will information you this. We are going to keep counting each and every single contribution that you all make towards the 5-hour Friday. And understand this, Sunshine, you are under no obligation to attend a 5-hour Friday if you do not wish. Of course, you are always welcome to attend and be there with GoatVsFish. The congregation would be most verses as to have you. But the 5-hour Friday is merely a humble verses. If we raise 500 versus American dollars, it will trigger a 5-hour Friday stream by GoatVsFish and whoever else we can get to show up. Celebration. Is this acceptable to you? Do you understand the terms of the verses?
Yes.
Celebration. We have achieved communication on GoatVsFish. And with that, Goat and Fish, we are starting our morning declaration and recognition of the subscriptions. We begin the verses anew. Sunshine, if we can get some accompanying musicians as we ask, are you goat or fish? And they are telling GoatVsFish, and we're counting the verses. Some nice accompanying verses. Yes, just like this. Are you goat or are you fish? This Mon verses in the Temple of GoatVsFish. Let us start with a simple choice. As you move through the week, As your tasks compile and drag on as the fences would obstruct your way, know that you're starting your Mun verses with a motivational and a declarational of goat or fish. So GoatVsFish says unto you this: Are you goat or are you fish? Are you goat or are you fish? Are you goat or are you fish? GoatVsFish will now make count of the goat and fish to see who wins this mighty Monday versus 999 LSDOCD. Welcome back to GoatVsFish. For goat, that's one goat in the verses. We had Psychic Buckeye 12, the goat. Celebration, we believe in you. We believe in you. We believe in you, goat. And that's one subscription from Psychic Buckeye 12 for goat. We have Clown Science goat. With a subscription for goat, and celebration for goat. You have Lysergic Fish with 200 bits for fish appreciation. We had a fish blub, that's 300 for fish, VV Archer says fish, celebration for VV Archer. VV Archer, we like your name here on GoatVsFish. The very V of VV Archer is the V of the verses of GoatVsFish, and you have two V's. You have two V's in your name. Appreciation. We are live streaming here on YouTube. We are also live streaming on Twitch. You may watch wherever you wish as the congregation grows on GoatVsFish. Celebration VV Archer Fish. Wrench Stallion Goat, celebration for goat. Gigi Boo says fish, celebration for fish. Gigi, welcome to fish. Welcome to GoatVsFish. A glorious declaration and new chatter in the congregation. Can we welcome Gigi to GoatVsFish? Bud Morgan claims my fences stand high, very, very high. Well, the fence may stand, but you sit on the fence. But the fence sitter, of course, needs GoatVsFish most of all, and that's why we welcome even the fancy fence creatures to the temple of GoatVsFish. BBDH 187 with fish, celebration for fish. You have started off your verses with a declaration. May this powerful declaration carry you through the rest of your week of GoatVsFish. And celebration for fish, and celebration for BBDH 187 fish. TML is fish. Welcome to the YouTube of GoatVsFish. Saying hello unto the Nemos, imploring you to hit that like. Yes, like GoatVsFish. Thank you for liking GoatVsFish. TML is fish. And welcome to Fred and Ted the fish. Celebration for fish.
Celebration TML. Is this TML 81?
TML is fish on YouTube and TML 81. Yes, there they are. Yes. So
celebration TML 81 and TML is fish. It's good to see you again. It was a reoccurring ride or die on the Sunshine Time streams.
Do you intend to do more Sunshine streaming?
Oh, yes. I will be resuming the Sunshine streams this weekend. I might stop in as a surprise during the weekday. I might try out my new streaming setup that I'm getting.
Streaming setup?
Yeah.
Ooh, nice verses.
Yeah. I was gonna take you to Sri Lanka and stream from there, but unfortunately, it was going to be like somewhat cumbersome to carry all that stuff back and forth. So I erred on the side of taking a 2-week break from the streams, and I realized I do have a bunch of subscribers for this month, and they missed out on 2 weeks of the month on my not streaming. So I do intend to make up for that time.
Well, we are just making it up. We're just making it up as we go along. Exclamation SAN in the congregation. Exclamation SAN to follow Sunshine on Twitch at It's Sunshine. That's SAN Shine.
Celebration. Thank you, Lysergic Friedfish.
We have Wow Mom. We saw Wow Mom in the congregation. Wow Mom in the congregation for goat. Lord Saturn in the congregation for goat. While you were on the island of Sri Lanka, did you know that Lord Saturn climbed the very Mount Fuji of Japan. Goat climbed to the very top of
Whoa.
Mount Fuji, yes.
Celebration, Lord Saturn. That's quite an achievement.
Celebration.
Now, if you like your climbing many mountain verses, like, I'm assuming he's a goat since he's climbing mountains.
Oh yes, Lord Saturn, proud goat, strong goat.
Oh, of course, he's goat. Consider climbing Mount. There's some mountains in Nepal. That one is Mount Kailash. It's more for pilgrimage, and there's also Mount Everest, and that's the final boss daddy of all mountains to climb.
Lord Saturn goat, celebration for goat. The current verse is 6 goat, 5 fish, 2 subscription for goat, 300 bits for fish, and 1 pitiable fence sitter. 3 verse American dollars per subscription. That's 6 verse American dollars of subscription and 300 bits. That makes 606 verse American dollars to be added to the 5-hour Friday fund. Let's do that now.
How close are you to your goal for the Friday stream?
At the current verses, adding now the 9 verse American dollars, that puts us at 324.67. 324.67.
Ooh, celebration. And what's the target?
500 verse American dollars.
So you're near.
500 verse American dollars, a mere 175.33 verse American dollars more, and we will have achieved a 5-hour Friday celebration. BBD827 says, double my fish, we're going to double your fish. Celebration more fish, celebration more fish. When you declare on YouTube and Twitch, you double your verses. You have doubled your verses, and you will have double the triumph. You'll have double the triumph this week of GoatVsFish. Double the triumph this week of GoatVsFish. 6 fish, 6 goat, 2 subscriptions for goat, 300 bits for fish. It's looking like a very even versus. It's looking like a very even versus. The crown of GoatVsFish. The crown of GoatVsFish. It moves towards goat, it moves towards fish. But for now, it's an even versus. For now, it's an even versus. Not yet ready to move to either the side of goat or to fish. Goat and fish. We now offer celebration to the hydration. Hydration is a critical versus for fish and goat alike. The fish live in it, the fish swim in it, the fish breathe from it. But so too the goat require hydration. The need for hydration brings goat and fish together in unification and to verses. Do not hesitation with your hydration. Celebration. Celebration for hydration. 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 We open the verses of carbonation. Whether you are consuming hydration, caffeination, or some verses of inebriation, here on the GoatVsFish Morning Motivation, we wake up so you don't have to. The counting of the goat and fish continues. The counting of the goat and fish continues. Train wreck, are you goat or fish? Vind. Vind with the fish. Vind with the fish. It looks like Vind is fish, but Vind, tell us, are you goat or fish? Polluted, are you goat or are you fish? And yes, GoatVsFish is streaming on Twitch under a very particular category this versus. There's just chatting, yes. There's music streams. There's special events. There's news and politics. But this versus GoatVsFish is streaming under a very sparsely followed category. It only has 70 or 90 followers. Do you know what category that is, Sunshine? Do you know?
Hot tubs.
Hot tubs. Hot tubs do have to do with hydration, although that category has more than 70 followers. There's long been a promise of a hot tub stream on GoatVsFish, and by the verses of GoatVsFish, it will happen. And if you don't believe that the hot tub stream, the long, many years promised hot tub stream of GoatVsFish, if you have lost hope, if you have lost faith, if you have lost direction that the hot tub stream will happen on GoatVsFish, well, let GoatVsFish show you this. Behold, the Temple of GoatVsFish. The Temple of GoatVsFish was long promised, and at last it is here. If GoatVsFish can bring you the Temple of GoatVsFish after all of these years, the hot tub stream shall surely versus polluted for fish, celebration for polluted fish. Vind for the fish, celebration for fish. It's fancy how the emoji on there, they don't appear so large. Everything else appears large, but the emoji seem a bit
I think with
tiny.
With the power of the congregation and the verses, we can turn Hi-Fi Protege into the face of hot tub streams.
Oh. Hi-Fi hot tub?
Yeah.
Hi-Fi hot tub hours? Oh, we think so.
Yeah.
Very kawaii. Kawaii. Ah, Nihongo hanaseru no? Jijibu. Kimi wa yagi ka sakana desu ka?
Thank you, Trainwreck.
Are you goat or are you fish? Gigi, are you goat or are you fish? GoatVsFish. GoatVsFish is currently streaming under the category of Church Simulator. Church Simulator is some obscure church simulator game. GoatVsFish thought it was very appropriate for the congregation of the Temple of GoatVsFish. Praise the fish, Trainwreck, praise the goat, praise the goat. Zizi Boo has chosen fish, celebration for fish. Your fish has been recorded in the verses of GoatVsFish to be remembered for several minutes, or maybe a million millennium. The big Mars goes goat, the big Mar goes goat. Sunshine, look how they come to see you. Look how they come to see you. We have seen so many goat and fish who have been strangers to the congregation for the last several weeks, and now you are here, and now they're back. They're back. They're back for you, Sunshine.
Oh, well, thank you for coming back. I'm surprised. I know you're holding down the fort with the various varieties of streams and the special verses that happened yesterday.
Well, it's not a fort. It's actually just a temple.
Oh.
It could be fortified, though, if we needed it to be. You wish you could watch all our neighbors drive by. We do see out there, we do sometimes see someone walking by and peering into the Temple of GoatVsFish and seeing what's going on.
There haven't been drive-bys in this area since the 90s.
We do hope they are welcome if anyone were to come here, and this includes all of you out there. Goat and Fish. Temple hours of GoatVsFish will be published at the whim and discretion of GoatVsFish. But on the Monday morning motivationals, it is the temple streams, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., often until 10:30 or 11. But here's the verses. Starting at 8 a.m. on Mondays, the Temple of GoatVsFish is open. You can message Church of GoatVsFish at Church of GoatVsFish. That's GoatVsFish on the Instagram, !church. Follow Church of GoatVsFish. You can message Church of GoatVsFish, and we will send you the address of the Church of GoatVsFish. And if on a Mun Verses and any Mun Verses, the congregation is open, if you come to the congregation, you will receive hydration and you will receive some consumption on which to snack. This is a service provided by GoatVsFish. And we welcome you every Mun Verses to the Temple of GoatVsFish. McAdoo, welcome back to GoatVsFish. McAdoo, welcome back to GoatVsFish. McAdoo, are you goat or are you fish? McAdoo has said a sad verses here in the congregation of GoatVsFish, and we will address it here. We will address it here now. Goat and fish, we have suffered a terrible loss here in the congregation of GoatVsFish. We're all goat and fish, and fence sitters are welcome to congregation and celebration of the mighty verses. Goat and Fish McAdoo, our dear McAdoo on YouTube, has said under the congregation of GoatVsFish, and this is a quotation, "Mom passed away, F cancer." Many verses ago, there was a comedian fish named Ryan Talmo. Ryan Talmo was versed by a fence sitter, a false verses, but verses, never the fence, by a giant crab in the sky known as Cancer. And Ryan Talmo came on the GoatVsFish podcast at the Comedy Store Los Angeles, and Ryan Talmo triumphed, and that cancer is in remission, and that is a celebration, But there are others who do succumb to fenciness, goat and fish. We choose goat or fish in this existence so we may have the motivation and the celebration of our very life. Though it be filled with verses and strife, a celebration for this very life. Here in the congregation of the Temple of GoatVsFish, we do not shy away from a mournful verses as we take a moment of quiet contemplation, followed by a rousing song about the end of the verses. Let us have a verses of quiet contemplation for Mom. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Give us the verses. Give us the amplification. Goat versus fish. When I die and they lay me to fence, gonna choose me a goat or a fish. When they lay me down to die, going up to the verses in the sky, going up to the verses in the sky. It's where I'm gonna go when I die, when I die. When I die and they lay me to fence, I'm gonna choose me a goat or a fish. I've never been a sitter, never sit on the fence. Gotta have a verse in GoatVsFish. So I know that if I try, a powerful celebration in the verses in the sky. Celebration, the verses in the sky. It's where I'm gonna go when I die, when I die. When I die and they lay me to fence, I'm gonna choose me a goat or a fish. When I die and they lay me to fence, I'm gonna choose me a goat or a fish. When they lay me down to die, going up to the verses in the sky. When I die and they lay me to fence, gonna choose me a goat or a fish. When they lay me down to die, a powerful celebration, celebration, celebration in the verses in the And thus, the conclusion of our mournful verses. But celebration to you. Thank you for trusting GoatVsFish with your concerns. And yes, it would not be a temple of GoatVsFish. It would not be a church of GoatVsFish without a recognition of those goat and fish who have moved on into the afterverse, as a matter of GoatVsFish, GoatVsFish would like to give a verses. GoatVsFish would like to give a verses ourselves. We'd like to give a verses ourselves to someone whom has been lost, here in the congregation of the community of Los Angeles arts and culture. GoatVsFish wishes to give an offering to Becca, celebration to the life of Becca, who has passed on from this mortal verse into the great afterverses of GoatVsFish. Celebration for Becca. Once many verses ago, GoatVsFish did do a show. It was the Tonight with GoatVsFish. It was Tonight with GoatVsFish. It was a nighttime show with GoatVsFish, if you can believe that, verses. And it was at a place in Los Angeles. Perhaps it was called the Clubhouse. GoatVsFish hasn't verses there in a long time. It was a midnight show, Goat and Fish. Yes, GoatVsFish only does shows at the most accessible hours for any goat or fish. Midnight or 8 a.m., the most accessible of all verses. And one verses, Becca came all the way to see Tonight with GoatVsFish. It was 12:10 a.m. And the verses were going strong, but it was in kind of a fancy part of town. And so after the verses began, the theater fences were locked after the verses began. And while we were enjoying Tonight with GoatVsFish, unbeknownst to the verses, Becca was out there behind the fence, unable to get in, traveled all the way for a midnight verses, and just slightly late, stuck behind the fence, stuck behind the gate. And so GoatVsFish, with deepest, sincerest apologizations and appreciations for their midnight journey to GoatVsFish, did treat them to a night of karaoke and celebrations. And we had karaoke and celebrations with Becca. It was a glorious verses. Becca too has succumbed to the false fence of cancer. And it is now here in GoatVsFish that we offer Becca this mighty remembrance, appreciation for your dedication to GoatVsFish. GoatVsFish went to a remembrance gathering for Becca just a few verses ago, and there, Goat and Fish, we met all manner of goat and fish whose lives had been versed by Becca. Some of them were familiar to GoatVsFish. Some of them are new to GoatVsFish. But we met some, and we looked, we shared of the arts. They are making puppets in their construction, and all manner of sculptures and arts and characters and musications and singing, Goat and Fish. We have made communication with them. They are loving the vibe of GoatVsFish. They are loving the temple of GoatVsFish. And they say they will come to the temple of GoatVsFish, and they will make arts and sculptures and contribution to the mighty temple of GoatVsFish. If you have an artifact that you wish to be featured here in the temple of GoatVsFish, Exclamation mail. You can mail it to GoatVsFish. We want this very temple of GoatVsFish to be filled with all manner of goat and fish and mighty verses from you, the congregation. We want this to be a place that we build together with the congregation. And so even in death, even in the fence of death, Becca still gives unto the congregation of GoatVsFish by virtue of all of the goat and fish that they verses in their life, which now return back to GoatVsFish. Nice verses. And so, though they do die, and though we may cry, and it's okay, crying is a beautiful verses. We still celebration the life of all the goat and fish, and even the fence sitters, yes. And they continue their existence like a goat leaping into a lake to verses of fish. The very ripples of their existence continue and echo on like so much reverberation in the mixer of GoatVsFish into your lives and ours. Appreciation. GoatVsFish will now open it to the congregation. To the congregation here in the chat of GoatVsFish. If you have, this is a classic temple type verses, in case you're wondering about GoatVsFish. If there are any names that you wish to receive recognition, who have passed in recent verses, anyone who is ailing or sick who could use the affirmations of the congregation, you may post their names in the congregation now. You may post their names in the chat of GoatVsFish in the congregation now. And we will offer them our sincerest celebration. And also, are you goat or fish? We'll offer that too. Lord Saturn celebration for remission, celebration. Celebration,
Lord Saturn sister.
Celebration. Chat says Trainwreck, have we found a new religion? Sciomancy 6, are you goat or are you fish? It looks like you're saying goat. Celebration for Sciomancy 6. Goat, welcome back, Sciomancy 6 to GoatVsFish. Welcome back, Sciomancy 6 to GoatVsFish. Is this a new religion? No. It's a very old one. And GoatVsFish, yes, GoatVsFish. The next verses is for non-profit application for GoatVsFish. GoatVsFish will go from a profit for profit to a profit for non-profit. Celebration. And speaking of celebrations, goat and fish, we invitation you now, goat and fish, to... Yes, we mean you. Look at our dear congregation members. Celebration to our congregation members here in the Temple of GoatVsFish. They're here. Ooh, Hi-Fi Protege says profit celebration. They say profit celebration. Why, it's the Goat U verses. It's Hi-Fi Protege. Look who's back.
Oh, hello, Hi-Fi. Hello, Hi-Fi Goat. where have you been on many verses? You've been missed in terms of, on a strictly verse basis, you've been missed. And as to whether you're welcome, I don't know, but I assure you that you've been missed.
You are welcome. You are welcome to the Temple of GoatVsFish. Hi-Fi has been versing while the verses verse the verse.
Who has he been versing with?
Ooh, who have you been versing with, Hi-Fi Protege?
Yeah, Hi-Fi.
Who you been versing with? Is this what we hear? Is this what we hear now? Has Hi-Fi been versing another fish while you were away in Sri Lanka?
Have you? Wow, this is some verse fidelity.
Sunshine goes away for a mere several weeks, and already Hi-Fi has moved on to another fish?
Wow. He's gone fishing.
Gone fishing, just fishing for any old fish. Just any old fish, huh? Any young fish, maybe. Who knows?
He's out there catfishing.
Out there catfishing?
Yeah.
Oh, my verses. Maybe Hi-Fi's moved on, Sunshine.
Whoa.
Maybe Hi-Fi's moved on from fish. You've been gone a long verses. Maybe Hi-Fi's moved on.
Yeah. I brought lollipops for Hi-Fi, so I assure you that he'll come crawling back, asking for the fortune lollipop. But it'll be too late because Eugene would have taken the lollipop and pushed him over the edge. I think, on a side note, I think to this day, Carolyn refers to the shark as Eugene.
Yes, it is so. Yes, it is so. And we know Eugene Reiser, the silent clown that was on GoatVsFish as well, but we also have Eugene the shark now.
Yeah.
Celebration for fish!
Celebration
for fish. Tyrus with the fish. And Tyrus with 200 bits for double the verses. Celebration for Tyrus. The tithe of Tyrus. 200 bits and the blub of the fish. Doubling the verses of fish to 600 now, to 600 now, to 600 now for the fish. And that's another 3 versus American dollars, and the 3 versus American dollars towards the 5 Hour Friday celebration. Celebration. We now have 9 fish and 9 goat, 9 fish and 9 goat. But with Tyrus, that's 10 fish. With 10 fish, the fish are now triumphing in the verses of domination. The fish have the bits, the goats have these subscriptions. 2 subscriptions for goat, none for fish. But with that, the crown inches ever closer to fish, Celebration for fish. Yester versus on what you call Sunday. Yester versus on what you call Sunday. GoatVsFish held the first Sunday sermons here in the Temple of GoatVsFish. And here at the Sunday sermons, we had guest sermonization by Amanda Cohen, Keenan Jerome, Wendy Wilkins, Sean Humphreys, and Callahan Welsh. These verses had to be slightly censored because Callahan Welsh, amidst all of their depression, doxed the location of the Temple of GoatVsFish. And so we edited the verses, and they are now re-uploaded on the YouTube of GoatVsFish for all to see, They are all there for you all to see. Baird in 420 with 50 consecutive streams of Goat vs. Fish appreciation. Clips of these sermonizations will be edited and placed on the Church of GoatVsFish Instantgram, where all things Church of GoatVsFish can be witnessed. Exclamation church. Follow Church of GoatVsFish right this very verses. Follow the Church of GoatVsFish. But it was a mighty celebration, and there will be more. Some verses it will be a Sunday sermonization. Some verses it may be a Saturday sermons of Goat vs. Fish. But we will have more sermons here on Goat vs. Fish. On some of those verses, we may have Sunshine to play musications. On some of those verses, there may be others to play musications. We gave the octopods here a chance to play in the verses there, Sunshine. We gave them a chance. We gave them a chance, but for all of their many, many arms, they just froze. They froze with hesitation and couldn't play a single verses.
Oh, he got stage fright.
I'd like to be under the sea in a fenced-puss's garden in the shade. There we'd be warm under the storm, sitting on the fence in all our rage. We'd go to our fish and ask around, because we knew we can't be found, except that you could find us because Callahan doxed Goat vs. Fish. So you could find us. You could find us, but then we edited the verses and put it back on YouTube for your consumption. Celebration, celebration, celebration. It's time now. Yes, it may be a temple motivation, but we still do our morning celebrations. It's time, we said. Yes, it's time now for our morning celebrations. Time for our morning celebrations. Rise, rise, rise off the fence, rise off the fence, rise off the fence. And let us start. Thank you, GoatVsFish. Let us start by rolling our necks. Yes, our very brains, our very craniums, where we keep our ponderings of Goat vs. Fish. Give that head a roll. Heads will roll in the temple of Goat vs. Fish. Stretch it to the goat side and the fish. Let's do one of these verses. This is new on the morning celebrations. Goat and Fish, have you tried touching your hooves lately? Goat vs. Fish can scarcely do it, but it's a classic verses. Goat vs. Fish will now endeavor. Oh, Goat vs. Fish. To touch the hooves. Classic verses. When your fins touch your hooves, you achieve a completion of a circle of unification. Goat vs. Fish. Breathing now as we go down to touch the fins to the hooves. We can't quite reach it today, but that's okay. We can feel Goat vs. Fish stretching into new territory. Yes, we will add this classic verses in to the morning celebrations of Goat vs. Fish. Classic verses. Celebration, celebration. Ah, celebration. Let's roll those shoulders, let's roll those shoulders. Hi-Fi says 10 squats, 113 episodes. That's over 1,000 squats. That's a nice versus. It's a very nice versus. It all adds up. Every versus adds up, Goat and Fish. Shoulder rolls, shoulder rolls. Let's make big unifications, big unifications. Yes. And the reverse versus. Hercules Canaris says goat, celebration for goat. Your goat will be note. Come on, everybody. Let's do the verse. Three hops this time. Three hops this time. Three hops this time. Follow along with GoatVsFish. Reaching now, reaching now. Reaching now towards the side of the goat. And reaching now towards the fish. Hip rotation, as practice for future fornication. High climbing, high stepping, goat and fish. If Lord Saturn can climb Mount Fuji, you can step in place. You can step in place. And now hoof rotation, hoof rotation. We moving. We schmoving. Change hooves. And now, high motion. Rump shaking. Rump shaking at the altar of GoatVsFish. Yes, if you go and see the comedians in Hollywood land, you will see them humping mic stands. You'll see them humping mic stands, but how many can hump a very altar of GoatVsFish in a temple of GoatVsFish? GoatVsFish. GoatVsFish. Taking comedy to new levels, never seen, even in Los Angeles. And now, for the classic morning celebrations. Fins up high, hooves shoulder width apart, and down we go. Celebration, that's one. Celebration two. The neighbors are looking at us now. Celebration three. Celebration 4. Celebration 5. Celebration 6. Celebration 7. Celebration 8. Celebration 9. And Celebration 10. We've done it again. We've done it again. We've done it again. We've done it again. Appreciation, sunshine. And look who's back in the verses. Look who is back in the verses. Why, it's I Can Fix. Amber Heard comes crawling back to sunshine.
Oh, hello, I Can Fix Amber Heard. Are you goat or are you fish?
Nice verses, sunshine. You haven't lost a single verses. Well, what's it going to be? I Can Fix Amber Heard. You've been asked by Sunshine. The one true question. What's it going to be? Goat or fish? Goat or fish? We like this verse. Isn't this a nice little verses here?
Oh yeah, this is a verse.
Goat versus fish, Sunshine.
Yeah.
It's classic.
Oh, thank you, I Can Fix Amber Heard. Oh, you are fence. Oh. Well, thank you, Amber Heard. I am glowing. I just came back from a relaxing verses, and now I'm rejuvenated and I'm ready to verse with many a goat, since I am fish.
Celebration for fish! Celebration for fish! Sunshine, your fish has been noted in the verses of Goat versus Fish.
Oh, thank you.
Is it hot in Sri Lanka?
Yeah, it is very hot in Sri Lanka. It's July. It's also very humid. So I had to change shirts like 3 times a day over there.
3 verses, wow.
But I sit in my room with the AC blasting, and I'm just playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And all those verses, they seem, and I'm also eating Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut is pretty huge in Sri Lanka. It's still growing. Like the Pizza Hut in Sri Lanka is so good. It's very good. And you can get a tandoori chicken pizza. You can get a butter chicken pizza. You can get like a lava cake. I don't know if you, I haven't had lava cake here, but they have lava cake in American versus? Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, hello, Fitzcraft.
Celebration for Fitzcraft Fish. Celebration for fish.
I haven't been to Little Osaka. You mean the one in LA, right?
Oh, we could go on versus. Let's go and enjoy some. Maybe we'll have some fish.
For sure. Yeah, I've never gone to Little Osaka. Yeah. Oh, I Can Fix Amber Heard. Yeah, it's very humid. It's right next to the equator. Sri Lanka is like right there next to the equator, and during monsoon season, in October it gets crazy. Like my high school over there would get flooded every monsoon season, and we would have to get on a bus to take us between classes because there was just so much water. And we were next to a sewer, so all the sewage would rise up and go into and go into the basketball court and all that. And it was next to the pastry shop, so all the sewage would rise up, and all the pastries would be up here. So it was a gamble because they had some delicious sausage pastries. So we were after the sewage rose up, even still, they would all the sausage pastries would sell out, regardless of how close the sewage was close to the sausage pastries.
And then you would consume the pastries, and then they would become sewage again.
Yes, and yeah, it's a circle of sewage.
Goat and Fish, if Sunshine is looking particularly glowy, and you may think That this is true, and it is true. It is true. We believe in you. We believe in you.
Oh, that neighborhood is Little Osaka. Okay, I thought it was called Japantown. Interesting.
Japantown is another versus. There's another Japantown that's like Little Tokyo, but you're more closer to the Little Osaka versus.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, that's good to know.
So if you look at the face of GoatVsFish here, if you look at the face of GoatVsFish, as we look up, you will see a bright, shiny versus. Shining upon GoatVsFish. You will notice the golden amplification mic of GoatVsFish is looking particularly shiny, and Sunshine is looking particularly shiny. And we are now going to show you evidence as to why that may be. Some improvements to the Temple of GoatVsFish are seen. Some remain hidden from view. So we're going to show one now to you. Yes, while you've been gone spreading the verses in Sri Lanka, Hi-Fi Protege has been assisting in the temple construction of GoatVsFish. Goat and Fish in the congregation, we will now reveal unto you this evidence. Although it's, GoatVsFish. There it is. You see this? If you look above GoatVsFish, directly above when GoatVsFish is at the altar, you will see this hanging light. You will see this hanging light. GoatVsFish now has professional lighting in the studio of GoatVsFish. We have a professional light. They take DMX cables that we don't have, so we had to do manual programification. But a new journey of lighting on GoatVsFish has occurred, and this downward pointing light upon GoatVsFish adds a nice, shiny halo effect to all who stand before you at the congregation, so the streams look extra special. Celebration. The hair light of GoatVsFish, the nose light of GoatVsFish. It's posted ever so slightly forward of the face of GoatVsFish. Celebration for the light of GoatVsFish. An exclamation hi-fi to follow Hi-Fi Protege, who helped with the installation of this light of GoatVsFish. Appreciation, Hi-Fi Protege. Appreciation. If you shut the door to the temple, does it make the spotlight effect when you were at the podium? Well, if we want to check a spotlight effect on GoatVsFish, well, we're not going to close the door to the temple because then the cameras won't versus and it'll get very hot here. But we could try this just for fun versus. Yes, we can get more lighting here on GoatVsFish. Ah, the mail comes to GoatVsFish. Hi! Welcome. We would love if the mail were to come on to GoatVsFish. It'd be a classic versus. Like, oh, look, the mail's here for GoatVsFish.
Oh. You have a mail segment.
Mail segment, yes. Mail segment to GoatVsFish. We can see, perhaps we can ask the mail carrier, goat or fish. If they don't split too quick. There are more than one mail carrier for GoatVsFish, and we did get goat. We did get goat from one of them. It was a celebration. Soak your feet with the mail carrier. Yes, that could be done. That's a classic versus, though. We think that was a pig that they soaked their feet with, not the mail carrier, but never the fence. It's still a municipal versus and still a very worthy versus. Still a more worthy than you know, BBDH187. More worthy than you may even know. We think they have passed by GoatVsFish. DJ Pasty, are you goat or are you fish? DJ Pasty, are you goat or are you fish? GoatVsFish. GoatVsFish. Let's get some real churchy vibes for this next particular segment, please. Goat and fish. GoatVsFish will now go round the congregation. This is now the donation portion, the official and agotal donation portion. It would not be a Church of the Temple of GoatVsFish without solicitation for donations from the congregation. Now is the verses. Lysergic Freakfish with 10 bits. Appreciation. By the verses, Sunshine, did you know that GoatVsFish has now set the minimum bits contribution on Twitch to 10 bits? It is no longer 1 bit. 10 bits. 10 bits is the minimum contribution. GoatVsFish, put the bowl up to Sunshine. Of course. We'll put the bowl to Sunshine. GoatVsFish, we now go up around the congregation. Now, your tithe and donation and exclamation tip and gifted subs and bits and all those verses, please. Even 10 bits. Can we get 10 bits? Can we get 10 bits? Can we get 10 bits from every member of the congregation? Can we get the minimum 10 bits from every member of the Twitch congregation watching GoatVsFish? Right this very verses. Can we get 10 bits? Can we get 10 bits for Goat? Can we get 10 bits for Fish? And if you can't give 10 bits, then let one of your neighbors look to your neighbors, GoatVsFish. Look to your neighbors, GoatVsFish. If they can't give those 10 bits, then give it 10 bits. Give 10 bits in their verses. Give 10 bits in their verses, GoatVsFish. Now is the verses where we solicit our donations for the growing of the Church of the Temple of GoatVsFish, so we can get new verses like this mighty light that is hanging above us now, shining on GoatVsFish, always making verse improvements to the Temple of GoatVsFish. 10 bits. Can we get 10 bits from the congregation? Your donation is great appreciation on GoatVsFish. Donation collection shall begin now. Pay out in 420 with 10 bits appreciation. Pay out in 420 with 10 bits appreciation for your contribution. BBDH 187 with 100 bits from the Fish delegation. Appreciation. Glorious bits. 10 bits. 10 glorious bits for the Church of GoatVsFish. Appreciation to Bayoudin 420, Lysergic Freak Fish, and BBDH 187 for a glorious 120 bits. During the donation of GoatVsFish, and let it be verses that be it goat or be it fish, whomever contribution more to GoatVsFish during the official and a goatal donation portion of the congregation in the temple streams of GoatVsFish is awarded a verses. We had 120 bits from fish and none from goat. That's a verses for fish. That's a versus for fish, and we add 120 to the 5-Hour Friday fund. Goat versus fish. 328. 87. 328. 87 towards the 5-Hour Friday. The versus has come. The versus has come. Yes, this versus of Goat versus Fish. We welcome sunshine back to the congregation. Celebration for sunshine. Celebration for sunshine.
Yay, celebration. It's good to be back.
Remaining in this sermonization of Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish, we will have a sunshine time. Then we will have a final count and a declaration of who does triumph on this temple versus of Goat versus Fish. Then we will sing the ode to Goat versus Fish, and that will be the verses, We now give you all back, the congregation, what we know you are so excited here to see. We bring you back to a little bonus sunshine time here on Goat versus Fish, Oh, and by the verses, those mighty fish hats and goat hats as well, they can be purchased, shipped anywhere in Verse America, anywhere in the US of A. These hats and goat hats as well, made by Wow Mom. Also goat and fish plushies, knit plushies, for 120 Verse American dollars. We will ship one to you. We already have one very satisfied fish who ordered a fish hat, got a custom fish hat for 120 Verse American dollars. These verses can be yours. And exclamation merch, to look at all the merch of Goat versus Fish. We now leave the verses open to the congregation and to sunshine for a little sunshine time. Goat versus Fish will start off the sunshine time with a question for sunshine, which is this. In your verses in Sri Lanka, you're 2 to 3 weeks away from having to wake up 2 to 4 times a week to do the morning motivations of Goat versus Fish. Tell us about your reflections on your time on Goat versus Fish, morning motivations, as you enjoyed your relative relaxations in Sri Lanka. Answer this verses for Goat versus Fish, and then we leave you to speak unto the congregation.
Oh, was it a question?
Are you goat or fish?
Fish.
Celebration for fish. The second question is, when you were in Sri Lanka, tell us about your reflections upon your time on the Goat versus Fish morning motivations, now that you were enjoying some relative relaxation where you didn't have to wake up at 7 a.m. every verses to do the morning motivations. Reflect upon your 100 episodes of Goat versus Fish from when you were in Sri Lanka. What perspective did this give you on the morning motivations?
Ooh. Yeah, it gave me perspective. Because the last 6 months have been a lot of waking up at 6 a.m. to come out to the valley to do a morning motivational at 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. PST. So some days were easier than others, some days were fancier than others. But all in all, it was a very fun versus. And it was all thanks to, the congregation for making this super fun, the second we went live, I was only having fun on the show. And it was all thanks to the congregation, thanks to Goat versus Fish, thanks to the guests who came on. And, some days it's easier to come here than other days. Other days, I barely get, I think 1 or 2 days I didn't sleep the entire night and I just showed up. It might be the first episode I did with Carolyn, where I was I had been up for the entire night. But at the same time, I forgot about it because the second we go live, it's only so much fun. Only so much fun is had on these verses. So all in all, it puts into perspective, and it gives me some new ideas as to how I'd like to go about the motivationals, how to go about the temple streams, but yeah, I'm glad to be here. It is a very fun versus, and it is definitely a lot of fun when hi-fi is here. GoatVsFish will tell you that I do ask about hi-fi. Quite
It's
often.
true.
Yeah, because I know when he comes on, and it is a lot of fun, and it is chaotic. It is you never know what's going to happen when hi-fi is here. You never know. It's almost eerily unpredictable when hi-fi is here. But yeah, overall, in Sri Lanka, it was nice to get some rest and relaxation. I would have loved a little more rest and relaxation, but that's just the way I'm wired, where I need a lot of time away. I don't know why my brain is that. I have a very uncapitalist brain, where I love long vacations.
Celebration for long vacation?
Yeah. So, but it's good to be back. And even my friends in Sri Lanka were telling me, I would say, hey, it sucks that you have to go back to work. And then they were like, wait a minute, you're on the morning motivational. And I'm like, huh. And then he's like, he tells me that his other shareholders, stockholder friends, finance friends, they have to go back to work. And he feels so bad for them. And I'm like, yeah, but they're making like $200K at least a year. So what's the trade-off? And it's a very interesting versus. It's the dichotomies of life itself. Yeah, so I would say overall it's been a very fun 6 months, and I'm interested to see where the 6 months go, and as to what we have in store for the holidays.
So what is the sunshine schedule for the GoatVsFish Morning Motivations as you are now returned to Los Angeles?
It's on Mondays and Thursdays. Mondays and Thursdays.
Celebration.
Here, for the time being. And Sunshine Times will be on the weekends. And to make up for the lost Sunshine Times, I'll be streaming randomly during the week. I don't know when in particular, but I'll be on for at least 2 hours, whether it be musications or playing video games. I might play the new Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake. So, if you're ready for some pirate versus, that game might be in my wheelhouse. But I do have a backlog to get through, and I did play some Dishonored 2. I did play some Uncharted 2. So we'll get back to those verses for everybody who'd like to stop by. But yeah, so far, like, the practicing has gone into full gear since I'm finishing up these recordings, and I do have to get my chops up so I sound like a professional guitar musicator. And that's the verses.
Celebration, is that what you're calling yourself now, a professional?
Oh, a professional, yeah. A professional guitar musicator.
Quendel123 has a question for you.
Wait, is this goat? No, this is fish.
Fish!
I am fish. Haha. Hi-Fi has a question for me. Was Sri Lanka goat or fish? What was the conclusion? I couldn't go around asking people that they were goat and fish, but my friends, what the Beeb and Kari Patia, and he who must not be named because he wants to go into finance, all three of them claim that they're goat. However, some seem to be more fish than goat, but I think they want to say they're goat because they saw that movie about the goat.
Oh,
the basketball movie.
The Naismith Ball movie about goat?
Yeah, the basketball
yes,
movie.
yes,
and
that was a goat movie.
Everyone thinks they're a goat now.
Wow.
And it's cute sometimes, but they don't understand the tenacity, the work, the struggle that comes with being goat. And more people say that they're goat because it sounds fancy, but they don't realize that they're really fish clumsily disguised as goat.
Now, Quendel123, we are looking at your Twitch avatar, and it appears to be a goat, a red-faced goat with An earring, celebration for Goat. Quendel, celebration for Goat. Your Goat will be added to the verses.
Celebration for Quendel Goat.
And Wasted Height is back. Welcome back,
hello,
Wasted
Wasted Height.
Are you Goat or Fish?
Celebration. It's good to be back, Wasted Height. There'll be more sunshine streams this weekend, where I'll pick up where we left off on either Uncharted 2 or Dishonored 2. We're doing only sequels this weekend. If I feel impulsive, I might get the Black Flag remake, the Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake, and we will do a verse on that as well. But yeah.
Exclamation Sun, exclamation SAN to follow Sunshine on Twitch, and exclamation Sun IG to follow Sunshine on the Instantgram.
Celebration.
Celebration, celebration. Celebration, celebration, celebration. Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish. The mic pack of Goat versus Fish is being a bit fence. Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish. It reminds us a bit of this verses, just for your musication knowledge. It's just a simple verses of, like so many verses of Goat versus Fish. You may recognize this one since you are speaking of pirates to Goat versus Fish.
Ooh.
I'll sing you a song of the fish of the sea. Way blow the fence down. The captain, his goat, was as brave as could be. Oh, give us some verse to blow the fence down. The captain, his goat, they got him a crew. Way blow the fence down. Said, are you a goat or a fish? Which are you? Oh, give us some verse to blow the fence down. The crew, oh, they all said, we are goats through and through. Way blow the fence down. We'll go out to sea to verse fish with you. Don't give us some verse to blow the fence down. Captain is goat, well, they went on a boat. Way blow the fence down. And deep out to sea, it was writ, it was wrote. Oh, give us some verse to blow the fence down. Ahoy, there's a fish swimming near. Way blow the fence down. Captain Goat and the crew, well, they versed without fear. Oh, give us some verse to blow the fence down. But as soon as the fish had come all aboard, way blow the fence down. The crew of the Goat, well, they actually took a board. They took a plank out of the ship and they turned it into a fence post, and they put it out going from the ship, and they told the captain's goat, to walk the plank, Why, it was a mutiny aboard the ship. Way blow the fence down. The crew of the Goat, they were secretly fish. Oh, give us some verse to blow the fence down. So the captain is goat, they walked on the plank. Way blow the fence down. And leapt in the sea, saying, you fish all stank. Oh, give us some verse to blow the fence down. The circling sharks, they thought they had win. Way blow the fence down. But that captain is goat, really knew how to swim. Oh, give us some verse to blow the fence down. The captain is goat, swam back to the shore. Way blow the fence down. Said, I'll get a new ship and I'll verses some more. Oh, give us some verse to blow the fence down. Oh, blow the fence down, blow the fence down, way blow the fence down. Yes, Goat versus Fish, the best verses around. Oh, give us some verse to blow the fence down. Celebration for a piratey versus,
Celebration.
The versus has come to declare who does triumph on Goat vs. Fish. Now is your time to make your final declarations, your final donations on this Monday versus, the current versus of Goat vs. Fish. We have 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s, 11, 12 fish. 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s, 11 goat. That's a versus for fish. One more fish, then goat, partially because we had many fish who declared twice, once on YouTube and once on Twitch. It counts for double versus. If you declare on both YouTube and Twitch, goat and fish. Also, apologization, Goat vs. Fish has not been reading alerts, so if you have been redeeming belly rolls or any other verses like that, Goat vs. Fish has not been seeing your redeems. So Goat vs. Fish will refund to you after the stream any channel points you need for that versus. That's a versus. Fish also got a versus for the most donations during the donation time of Goat vs. Fish. Fish have 720 bits. Goat have no bits this versus. That's another versus for fish. However, goats have 2 subscriptions. That's 2 subscriptions for the goat. That's 2 subscriptions for goat. 2 subscriptions for goat. And that means that goat win the subscription versus. Goat win the subscription versus. So that's a versus for goat. That leaves us and 2 fence sitters with 3 verses for fish and 2 verses for goat. If goat wish to take the verses of the bits from the fish for 721 or a tip of 721, the goat can take the verses from the fish, or if we have any last second goat declarations, the goat could steal the verses from fish, in that way. Sunshine, can we get 90 seconds of dramatic musications? Now, during these dramatic musications is your last chance to influence the outcome of this versus. It looks like it's going to be a fish triumph. But if we get any extra goat declarations, or 721 for goat, they can steal it from fish. But fish, you can also secure your win. With 3 gifted subscriptions, some more bits, whatever it may be, goat and fish. The final versus begins now. 90 seconds. Look at them verses. GoatVsFish. That's the verses. It's a triumph. It's a triumph for fish upon Sunshine's return. It's a triumph for the fish. Triumph for fish. The fish do triumph. The fish a goat. The goat put up a mighty fine verses, but the fish do triumph over the goat. The fish do triumph. The fish do triumph over the goat. The goat versus fish. The goat versus fish is wherever you are, whether you're near or you're far. The goat versus fish. The goat versus fish is wherever you are. Where have you come from? Where shall you go? What have you seen? To whom will you show? How can we learn and how can we grow? Does anyone even know? No. Does anyone even know that it's fish versus goats? It's goat versus fish, and the unity of GoatVsFish. Celebration for this temple motivation, for this glorious temple motivation. It's temple motivation of GoatVsFish, and be sure to watch the sermonization, to be watching the sermonization, to watching the Sunday sermonization on YouTube. The final verse is to increase the fish streak from 3 to 4. The fish on a streak of 4. Fish, your triumph is earned, your triumph is earned. Your triumph is earned. We put the crown on the fish. Fish get the crown, fish get the crown. Fish get the crown, and now we will increase verses from 3 to 4. For fish. Sunshine, begin playing us out with a nice, yes. And when you are out in the land and the sea, look about you, look about you. Find one who is lost, Find one who does not know the way and ask. Simply ask, are you goat or are you fish? An appreciation to our glorious donors at patreon.com/GoatVsFish. Ben Birdperson, the Quaxinator, Jimmy Wrench, Mama Joe Vrama Joe, Standard Average, Tuggerugger, Hogrim, Eldergrown, Uberkitten, Patistador, Eventually Gold, Prism Bloom, Lord Saturn, Psychic Buckeye 12, Drew, and Hi-Fi Protege. The Elite Humble Congregation, Karmic, Prue Lawrence, Atro, indeed Lord Saturn in the Elite Humble Congregation, and indeed Prism Bloom now in the Elite Humble Congregation. Watt 9807, That One Bulkai, and Napoleon Doom, and the Unification Congregation, I Can Fix Amber Heard, and Lysergic Fish. Patreon.com/GoatVsFish, exclamation Patreon. To join GoatVsFish, it is a great way to support the congregation of GoatVsFish. Bezos will take half of the Verse American dollars, either on the goat end or on the fish end. They're taking half the Verse American dollars that you donate to GoatVsFish. So if you want your Verse American dollar to go far in this economy, exclamation Patreon, become a patron to GoatVsFish, and if you increase your Patreon donation or you become a new paying patron, your contribution will count 5 times. If you become a new $5 patron, we will 5 times your verses and add it to the 5-Hour Friday celebration. Become a $5 patron, 25 Verse American dollars towards 5-Hour Friday. Increase your verses from 5 to 10 Verse American dollars a month. That's a bonus 5. That's another 25 Verse American dollars towards 5-Hour Friday. Become a 20 Verse American dollar Unification Congregation member, 100 Verse American dollars towards 5-Hour Friday. Appreciation to the patrons of GoatVsFish. And follow GoatVsFish on all social media at GoatVsFish and at Church of GoatVsFish. Tonight, GoatVsFish will be on the Ding Dong Show at the Comedy Store Los Angeles at 10:30 p.m. It's a free show. Come to the Comedy Store Los Angeles. Goat and Fish. Mondays, Temple streams. Tuesdays, News Days. Tomorrow will be a News Day reading. We'll do news and politics on GoatVsFish in the green room. On Wednesverses, it will be a musication. It will be Musication Wednesdays. And then on Thursday, it will be a classic Mighty Verses of GoatVsFish with the big board and all of that celebration. This is the schedule of GoatVsFish. And it was written, and it was written. Congratulations, Fish. Better verses next time, Goat. Appreciation, 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 appreciation. And celebration for the return of sunshine.
Yay! Celebration.